Um, I'm kind, energetic, nice dude, man. My name King, you know it, and your mama know it. On game what? On game what? Come here.
I knew that you were going to be a giant star, I really did.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, but I didn't know. What I didn't know is that you were going to get so sexy.
King Harris wasn't just born into fame. He was drenched in it before he could even crawl. Being the son of rap icon T.I. and reality star Tiny Harris meant cameras were flashing before he even knew what fame was. Everyone figured he'd coast on his parents' names, maybe drop a song or two, ride that reality TV wave, and fade into the background like most celebrity kids do. But King? Nah, he had a whole different script in mind, and it flipped the internet upside down the second he dropped one wild line that spread like gasoline meeting fire. He wanted to be bigger than Michael Jackson. That one sentence shook every corner of social media. Reaction videos blew up, podcasts replayed it on loop, and memes flooded timelines faster than anyone could scroll. What made it even crazier? King wasn't joking. He said it calm, cool, and dead serious, like he was giving a weather update. People didn't know whether to laugh, clap, or call him delusional.
One person I believe in Hollywood who people conspired to actually take down because he had too much power, and I believe that person was Michael Jackson. The reason I believe that is because you can look into the story. Paul McCartney and Michael used to be real cool. Paul was telling Michael, like, yo, you got to get your business together. You got to get your business right. Michael ended up getting so big that he bought the Beatles publishing. The Beatles publishing was worth so much that literally Sony gave Michael Jackson half of their publishing company just to own the Beatles catalog. Imagine how powerful a black man is when he owns a majority of the music industry's publishing. In some cases, was even giving publishing back to some of the artists. He gave Little Richard his publishing back. I don't know how many people he did that to, but he gave Little Richard his publishing back. I believe that Michael Jackson had too much power in the music industry, had too much control over the most valuable asset in music, which is people's publishing, and I believe they had to take him out because of it.
Suddenly, it wasn't about if King could make it in music. It was about whether he just committed pop culture blasphemy. Because, let's be real, Michael Jackson wasn't just another artist, he was the blueprint. The man changed music forever, from Thriller, breaking every record, to dance moves that became global language. His style, his sound, his shows, all untouchable. Even in death, his name still runs music conversations. So when a 20-year-old rapper from Atlanta boldly claimed he'd surpass that, the internet stopped, blinked twice, and said, "Hold up, did he really just say that?" The internet wasted no time. They pounced. Some people laughed till they cried. Others called it pure arrogance, and a few tried to spin it positive, saying, "Hey, at least he's shooting for the stars." But one reaction took things to another level, and it came from none other than Antonio Brown. Yeah, the same former NFL star known for wild antics and unpredictable outbursts. Instead of talking about King's confidence, Brown went straight for his looks, dropping a messy, low-blow insult that had everyone gasping. It wasn't clever, it wasn't deep, it was straight up petty. And of course, that's exactly what made it viral. Screenshots of Brown's comment were everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it. People couldn't stop debating whether Antonio was speaking facts or just trying to hijack King's moment for clout. And that moment, it was snowballing fast.
And in fact, like a lot of people, I feel like you gotta start putting out the good, like, not that, I feel like you so chill, you don't care about putting out the good.
Reaction channels went live with wild titles like King Harris versus Michael Jackson. Memes popped up showing King moonwalking with captions like, "Step 1, be born. Step 2, beat Thriller." Fans started arguing in circles. Was this confidence or straight delusion? King hadn't even dropped a major hit yet, but somehow he'd done the impossible. He got everybody talking. Suddenly, folks started digging into who King Harris really was. They found out he rapped under the name Kid Cyan, that he'd been performing at small shows and dropping snippets online with a loyal little fan base building behind him. But they also saw the chaos, public spats with his dad, wild live streams, and that fiery personality that always kept him trending. Still, under all that noise, there was something real, hunger. Even his haters had to admit it. King wasn't sitting back living off the family name. He was loud, bold, and dead set on making people notice him.
You've had implants in your cheeks.
Oh, God.
You've had a dimple made in your chin.
Please,
You've had your lips enlarged.
Oh, please.
You've had your eyelids reconstructed, eyelids reconstructed.
It's stupid.
None of it's true.
None of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up. They lie. They don't want to give me credit for anything. One paper said I had each, because I was growing a little beard, he had each little hair transplanted into his face with a laser, lasered in. How ignorant is that? I can't even grow a beard now? You ignorant fool who wrote such a thing.
Even if that meant playing the villain in the eyes of every Michael Jackson loyalist out there. Meanwhile, Michael Jackson's legacy was still untouchable. His music pulled in hundreds of millions of streams every single year. Kids who weren't even born when he moonwalked across the stage still knew every move, every lyric, every sparkle on that glove. Documentaries kept breaking down his life, his art, and his controversies, while tribute concerts packed out arenas from LA to Tokyo. Artists in every genre still name-dropped him as the blueprint. Michael wasn't just part of the conversation. He was the conversation when it came to defining success. So when King Harris claimed he'd go beyond that, it hit like a lightning bolt. People couldn't decide if he was bold, delusional, or both. As the internet debated, fans started digging deeper into King's life. Old clips resurfaced, showing him arguing with his parents in public, questioning his privileged upbringing, and pushing back on the silver spoon narrative. Some said he was reckless, others said he was just real, and to his credit, he wasn't just talking, he was working. Hours in the studio, snippets online, and shows in small clubs proved he wasn't expecting fame to just fall in his lap. But then came another twist. King had recently become a father. Overnight, the narrative flipped again. Now he wasn't just a young rapper with a dream. He was a dad trying to claim the throne once held by the king of pop himself. Some found it inspiring, others couldn't stop laughing. Comment sections went wild. "At least he's confident," said one fan. Another clapped back. "Comparing yourself to MJ is like saying you're gonna outshine the sun." Someone else added, "MJ didn't become a legend overnight. If King wants to try, let him try." But of course, the darker side of the internet had no mercy. Clown emojis everywhere, edited photos of King on Thriller covers, and sarcastic remixes mocking his interviews flooded the timeline. Still, here's the twist. Controversy can crush you or crown you. And King, he didn't flinch. He went online and cleared the air, saying he never meant to disrespect Michael. It was motivation. He wasn't chasing the next big thing. He was chasing the impossible. A goal so high that even falling short would still make him legendary. The internet might have laughed, but at least now they couldn't ignore him. Younger fans started asking real questions. What does it actually mean to be bigger than a man whose fame still rules the world, even after death? Is it about album sales, cultural impact, viral reach, or creative innovation? Or maybe in today's world, fame isn't about stadium tours anymore. Maybe it's about breaking the internet, dominating streaming charts, and locking down million-dollar brand deals. And if that's true, could King Harris be carving out a new kind of greatness? One built for the digital age instead of moonwalks and sequins? Behind the scenes, insiders started whispering that King might have known exactly what he was doing. Some said it wasn't confidence, it was strategy. In the era of virality, the fastest way to get attention is to say the unsayable. And what's more untouchable than Michael Jackson? Just dropping his name guarantees instant clicks and headlines. Tie your dream to his legend and boom, you've got yourself a viral storm. But the real question was, would that storm lift King higher or spin back and knock him down? Then came the fan war. Michael Jackson's loyal army jumped in swinging. They flooded comment sections, reminding everyone that Michael earned his crown. Through sleepless nights, brutal rehearsals, groundbreaking performances, and shows that literally redefined entertainment. They said no one could just casually toss his name around without paying respect first. They reminded the internet how Michael survived scandals, shattered records, and still filled stadiums worldwide, all while dancing like no one else ever could. But mixed in with all that outrage were softer voices whispering, even Michael was once just a kid with a dream. It wasn't praise, but it wasn't total rejection either. And the buzz didn't fade, it evolved. That one bold line became King's permanent measuring stick. Every single move he made was judged through the bigger than MJ lens. Drop a freestyle? People asked if that was his Thriller moment. Hit a stage, someone cracked a moonwalk joke, get into a public spat. The comments flooded with, would Michael have done that? Even celebrities started reacting, subtly. Some liked shady posts, some reposted memes, and others stayed completely silent. But that silence spoke volumes. Journalists began speculating that big artists were avoiding the topic out of fear of angering MJ's massive fan base. Or maybe because they just didn't think King was worth responding to. Either way, the spotlight wasn't leaving anytime soon. And here's the wild part. In today's world where clout moves faster than talent can grow, King's gamble might actually be paying off. His name is now forever linked to one of the biggest legacies in music history, whether people love it or hate it. That one bold statement is gonna follow him for years, either as his greatest flex or his biggest mistake. If he rises to the top, the quote becomes iconic. If he crashes, it becomes legendary in a whole different way. Either way, the internet wins, and the crowd loves watching both the climb and the fall. Meanwhile, Michael Jackson's legacy still stands untouchable, but every new comparison drags him right back into the spotlight. Every time someone dares to say his name, social media lights up like it's 1983 all over again. Clips of his performances go viral, streams spike, and fans from every generation jump in to defend the crown. It's almost like saying Michael Jackson wakes up the internet itself. In a strange twist, King didn't just stir up drama. He reminded the world what being the king really means. Now, everyone's watching King like a live reality show. Every release, every performance, every post gets dissected. People are asking, is he doubling down or backing off? Is this self-belief or pure delusion? And no matter how many critics call him crazy, there's one thing nobody can deny. He made people look. He got the whole world talking, arguing, reacting, and watching his every move. Whether he ends up a future icon, a cautionary story, or the internet's favorite meme, time's gonna tell. But one thing's already clear. The second he said he wanted to be bigger than Michael Jackson, King Harris stepped into a spotlight few could ever handle. The world's still watching, still debating, and still feeding the fire. Because in this viral age, attention is the crown. And like it or not, King's already holding it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this video. See you in the next one.